sections, including 2 runs through the Mathatani stage, where the front-wheel drive Golfs had the advantage. This is Deep Chana and Rohit Budia, who would have been a threat for victory had they not been forced into retirement. The rear-wheel drive Toyotas found the going hard work, with the back end constantly fishtailing, forcing the drivers to keep the front wheels facing in the right direction. Joel Mushiri and Riyadh Ismail got through this patch, but got stuck further up, losing 5 minutes, putting them out of contention. Getting one wheel off the crown of the road was enough for Jitendra Davda and Babu Prakash to get dragged into the ditch. With the road so narrow, they had a frustrating wait for the remaining cars to go past before being towed out. The only all-lady crew in the event were Joan Nesbitt and Tamara Jones at the wheel of a Toyota Tercel. This was their first ever rally, and without any major problems, got around the course to finish 8th. Nadeem Khan and James Mwangi approached the event with a sensible and cautious strategy. But considering the competition they were up against, it would have been difficult to improve on 5th anyway. Veteran rally driver Ann Tate thoroughly enjoyed the stages, and having returned to the sport for this very reason, was reliving her passion. With Randip Kalsi calling the notes, they were battling it out for 3rd, but eventually lost the race by 28 seconds to claim 4th.
Bit different from the old days.
Yeah, very different, you know. You actually had time to settle down and get into the swing of things, you know, and but here you just go right from the start, go, go, go.
James Karimi and Kimeli Korir were hoping to build on their victory of the first round in the series, but with the competition more intense on this rally, found themselves off the front-end pace. They took the stage win the second time around, but had lost too much time earlier and had to accept 3rd. Whilst all the crews have their eye on the championship, none are more determined to win it than Munir Khan, who had upgraded to a Golf to give him a better chance. Together with Tim Challen, this was their first outing in the car, and by halfway were lying 2nd, trailing by 9 seconds. Gurmeet Tethi and Dipinder Kalsi are equally as keen on winning the championship and were driving for the win. They were fastest through the opening stage, but the 9 seconds was not a big enough margin for comfort.
Munia, you're going to beat him. 9 seconds, yeah?
I'll catch him.
No, I'm going to win him by 6 seconds. You turn it around, I'll give him 3.
Back out on the route, Gurmeet Tethi and Dipinder Kalsi gained 1 second through the quarry stage, but lost 17 in the hills and reluctantly had to accept 2nd.
We actually overshot a corner. My navigator, instead of calling a medium left, he called a medium right. And fortunately or unfortunately, it was a wide. So we went off about 50-60 meters in. I had to turn off, come back.
Munir Khan and Tim Challen were totally focused on winning, defensively learning how best to handle the new car by simply pushing it to the limit. They beat their earlier time by 90 seconds to overtake Tethi for the win. Victory on their first time out in the car was immensely satisfying, making winning the championship a real possibility.
First time driving on gravel was today morning in Mathatani, and yeah, it's a big surprise.
Munir Khan, driving car number 78 in position 1 in the 2-wheel drive category.
Munir eventually won by 7 seconds from Gurmeet Tethi, with the top 5 places taken by VW Golfs. The Toyotas had all suffered in the mud, with Joel Mushiri the highest placed in 6th. James Karimi may have come 3rd, but still retains the championship lead. Gurmeet Tethi moves up a place to 2nd, and Munir Khan's win puts him in 4th. With the East African Safari Classic due to take place at the end of the year, 2 Ford Escorts took part as a practice run ahead of the 10-day marathon. The cars are both rear-wheel drive, and whilst they had the power, the slippery conditions made it hard going. Simon Taiso from the UK, navigated by Imran Khan, eventually slid into a ditch and, whilst attempting to get out, were hit by the following car, hard enough to break a rear rim and dislodge the back axle. The other escort is the regular entry driven by Aslam and Ashad Khan. Nothing can faze this crew, and with years of experience behind them, they cruised through the stages, eventually finishing 20th overall, collecting points towards the Classic Car Cup. They were competing in the midst of the Division 3 category, in which 12 crews were challenging for the trophy. Following round 1, Sandeep Jandu and Gurdeep Mahangra were at the top of the table, confident they could win again. But with little experience of driving in mud, were only too pleased to get through.
We enjoyed, but we got stuck. We got stuck for about, I think, 7-8 minutes. And then something really went wrong. On a straight patch, our car is just going sideways. On a straight patch, we're just going side, side, side.
Out on the stage again, they were looking forward to a good result when all of a sudden the car died. They immediately thought it was the onboard computer, and with a backup at the booth they wouldn't be stopped for long. But it was the fuel pump.
Do you have a spare pump?
No.
The category is for newcomers to the sport, which on this event included Arthur Kinyanjui and Brian Mbuvi. Before the event, they had launched their team at a grand affair in the middle of Nairobi, proudly displaying the machines which have brought them past success. The highlight was the unveiling of the new Subaru N10, in which they hope to gain experience towards eventually becoming the national rally champions.
You have big ambitions in rallying?
Yes. I want to be champion in about 5 years' time.
The goal on their first event was not so ambitious, as all they wanted was to finish, and coming 19th was not a bad place to start.